lose to Tron.
Yep. All right.
It just coincidentally, a lot of the decks that I play just happen to auto lose to Tron.
Yeah.
So when it happens, it never feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. The commentary for your video game is already on YouTube. And we were looking at your deck list, and honestly, we think you should take out the removal spells and just make it more threat dense. Because it's definitely what we want with like your version of it with the Coco deck, and maybe Aether Vials, just because I'm with allies, they just want to snowball down.
So like with a deck like Allies, like you still want to be playing something like Noble Hierarch to get them out earlier, right? And then typically with Collected Company, you want to be playing 4 Collected Company and then up to 5 other non-creature spells.
Hey, there we go. All right. I was like, I hope they're gonna put the left hole down.
Up to 5 other non-creature spells with Collected Company.
Yeah.
If you're playing 22 lands.
Yeah.
That's a good go-to.
Turn 1, Chromatic Sphere. Yeah, like I said, like the Allies versus the Abzan was a surprisingly grindy game.
Like you with Allies, you could get away with, if you're playing Abzan Allies, you could get away with just 4 Coco and 4 Path, and then just all creatures.
Yeah.
Or just 4 Coco and 4 Aether Vial, and then just say whatever. I'll sideboard removal. Just go out swinging game 1.
Yeah, Cade, you would like this matchup.
So like you got to be pretty happy if you don't know what you're playing and your opponent goes Tron land into not map, and you're like, I'm playing Ponza. You probably like that little Grinch heart that you have, that little coal black heart that you have when you play Ponza, just withers in like leaps in joy.
Yeah.
So I'm making more mana than you already. What's up? You got a Tron land? Like I got a 1-mana enchantment. That's right, 2 mana turn 1. Can you do that?
Looks like he only has 1 Stone Rain in hand. It's 1 land destruction. It's like Ancient Stirrings.
It's the weakest of the ways to find Tron lands, but it's still a viable way. There is another Tron land, but it looks like a second tower.
Yeah. So yeah,
is that power plant? That's actually power plant.
Right? I was like, I'm not good with the like 8th, 9th edition arts because I play like the antiquities.
So I started out playing Tron, and when I was playing Tron, I played 1 Tron land of every art because I don't want my opponents to actually like anything about what I'm doing. I played Tron, like I knew I was the villain here. I may as well embrace it. Tron is a super solid deck. It's a sequencing deck, and when you sequence,
Ghost Quarter on Stomping Ground.
That's a big dick.
I was like that is the biggest of dicks.
That is that's harsh. I like that a lot. You know, you're like, what deck am I playing against that plays fetch for a land, throw an enchantment on there?
Yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with that.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
The only 2 decks I know of is Ponza and the Tooth and Nail deck. The only 2 decks I know of that play Utopia Sprawls.
Right. So.
I guess
that's a sweet play.
I guess like the Bam Taking Turns deck too, but like if you put a Stomping Ground, that's not the same. That's not the same deck.
Yeah, that's a really heads up play.
That's fair.
See, I like that. That's good.
Ooh, second Tron land. Into a star.
So it looks like he missed a land drop, right?
Who?
Because there's 2 land drops on one side, there's 2 land drops on the other.
Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, Ghost Quarter happened, but he would have had to play Forest, pass back, we see another land, then he passes back, he plays a land, and then we pass back. There should have been a 3rd land from Tron.
No, because Ponza went first.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
No.
Do you go for...
No, Ponza didn't go first. Tron went first. So Tron went land, he went Shock Land, Utopia Sprawl, Tron went Ghost Quarter, and so that's what put him ahead.
Like, you remember that one time that you killed 2 of my mana with that Ghost Quarter? Well, look at this, buddy. Throw that in the graveyard. Do you play the second Utopia Sprawl after you see that Ghost Quarter play?
I think so, because like if you know Tron will typically play 1. They'll play
I know you should, technically. That's the correct move. But mentally, are you too psyched out at that point? That's the real question.
I mean, I hope not.
He could just have a full deck of Ghost Quarters. None of these are safe.
I mean, so I guess the big thing is if you don't know if it's E-Tron, because like E-Tron is still a deck, and they do run 4 Ghost Quarters.
So we have Tower and Mine in play. We already knew about he skipped on a power plant with his Ancient Stirrings, and now he's going back for that power plant. So we're going to have.
Well, I think he still has a power plant in hand as well.
So that's the problem with a deck like Tron is half of the deck is ways to find Tron lands.
Yes.
And the other half is stuff to cast.
See,
with your
like
Tron
I don't.
lands. So he's going for the forest here because Ponza plays Blood Moon and he can't just lose to Blood Moon.
That's fair.
If you get forest and just never play it so it doesn't get blown up, I think that's fine. That's great.
I think it's. I know. So I know Ponza has a Chandra in hand. Oh, and that's the acid moss. I can't. The
unpronounceable
yes,
word acid moss.
Yes.
Fantasy name acid moss.
Yeah. Which lets him blow up a land and get a forest card.
See, that's what you play in the Scapeshift mirror, just to guarantee, like, hey, I'm faster than you.
Yes.
Just keeping those land drops coming, and he's got another mine in hand. Did Tower go to the graveyard? Yeah, Tower did. Yeah. So that second mine in hand.
Ballista on one, send in a message.
Yeah. Trying to play your Arbor Elf now. Are those
that's Nissa.
That looked like an Inferno Titan.
I think it probably is an Inferno Titan as well.
Oh. I don't know. How do you feel about Inferno Titan against Walking Ballista on one?
I think you put a point on the Ballista and the other two at the dome, force them to use it then. But the problem is, like...
I think you just go all three dome and say, you know what? I don't care about your Walking Ballista. Come at me. Yeah. Just shoots him.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, that is rough. How much fire breathing do we have here? 3?
4. Well, 3... I'd say 2 to 3 because of the Utopia Sprawl, depending on what color it named.
Yeah, land drop pending as well.
Yeah.
Really good way to close out the game, but he's just still making those land drops with Tron.
Yeah.
He's not done. He's not out.
No.
Like if he gets Tron next turn, plays a Karn, plays a Wormcrawl engine, it's heavily in Tron's favor.
And in this version, he does have a Battle Skull in the main board.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that's also another thing that can at least just like stall the game, like swing Inferno Titan, like block with the.
The problem with Ponza is it doesn't have a lot of ways to actually close out the game in an efficient way. I mean, certainly Inferno Titan is a good example of a card that will do that, but it's 6 mana.
It's not efficient. I mean, they do have the Stormbreath Dragons and the Chandra Torture Defiance, which can.
Those help, but it's not like super aggressive. Do they have a like Rabble Master in their deck at all?
I don't believe so. Like not in the main board. I know some do run it in the side. I think they've gone more to like the P and Kieran's, just kind of a go wide.
So like with Ponza, if you're the aggro deck, what do you play? That's the real question. Because when you're playing against a deck like Tron, you have to be the aggro deck. Because Tron's just going to win every late game. Really, Ponza's probably just hoping to draw a Blood Moon to seal this out. He's got another land in hand. That's another point of fire breathing, but there's a second Inferno Titan there as well. I don't even like playing the second Inferno Titan because it's not going to increase your clock at all. Like you've got a 2-turn clock with the one Inferno Titan. They swing for 9.
The Nissa puts him on a 2-turn clock though, because you can uptick and I think it makes a 5/5 or makes when you land a 5/5 or a 4/4.
Well, if you attack twice with Inferno Titan and fire breathe it and get the triggers, it's a 2-turn clock. You don't even need to fire read it. You just need to attack twice with Inferno Titan.
Yeah.
And if you extend a second Inferno Titan to the board and they untap Tron land, all it does to you, or Ugin minus you, you're pretty much...
Cute bunny! I missed you yesterday.
Actually a cute bunny. I doubt this.
How dare you doubt the cute bunny?
Rabbits arguably cannot use computers. I don't want to definitively say that. Because we never know what's in a lab somewhere.
Are you being speciesist right now?
Yes.
And rabbits can use computers. Amazing World of Gumball has told me that.
It is a documentary. It's a documentary TV show. And I should have thought of that. I'm sorry for speaking in ignorance. Fucking come at me, rabbits.
I'm going to laugh you out to your car. There's always waiting in your backseat for you.
Oh no. What have I brought?
So Nissa untapping the forest and then playing Estrandra, I think... So I have an issue with this because, like, if the Tron player, like, gets the tower off the top and has an Ugin in hand, he just downticks and wipes your whole board.
You don't want to overextend as much as you can. Like, if he has a second Inferno Titan in hand, which I believe he does,
yes,
then I like putting one Planeswalker out just so you're diversifying your threats.
I think, like, with the Nissa, I think putting the Nissa down, and that would have been fine. Uptick, swing with both, put them to, 9 plus 4, 14. So, yeah, it would just be like, all right.
So, like, the problem with playing 2 viable threats against Tron Because every
like,
threat that they're gonna play is gonna kill 1 to 2. Like,
well, I was like, and like there's a Karn, so like I'm just gonna target Inferno Titan.
like Ulamog, All Is Dust, Oblivion Stone. Those all just sweep your board.
Yeah.
Karn is probably the best case scenario right now because it only gets rid of 1 permanent.
Bunny, you are like one of my favorite chatters. I'm not even gonna lie.
So just probably gonna kill Karn immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes to face. Maybe you didn't see it. Uptick.
Oh, yeah, he has lethal because the upticks to Nissa and swings at him for 5.
Oh,
or
right,
4.
that's fair. That is fair.
So, good catch, Cade.
It was a good line of play.
Yeah. Also, like,
Cade's always paying more attention than we are. That's just a fact.
Did you see Cubone's response to you?
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, 0 times 1 is still 0, so I'm not worried.
Love you, tear.
I don't experience that emotion, Cade. I'm sorry.
All right. So we'll go over to that. Let's take a look at what they sideboarded.
Okay, I'm just gonna out of the blue. I'm just gonna guess, like wild guess. I'm guessing Molten Rain comes in from the land destruction side. Just more of that, please. So 4 Nature's Claim, that's definitely coming in on Tron's side. Just blows up Blood Moon, blows up those Utopia Sprawls if you're really worried about them. There's no real point in Spatial Contortion. You don't really want the Dismember either. Thought-Knot Seer could be perfectly fine. It's an early threat. They're not going to have anything that really contests it. It's bad against the Chandra tick down, but it's good against everything else in their deck.
Yeah.
Thragtusk, arguably, just super good too. Like you can just hard cast a Thragtusk.
Hey.
It'll buy you life. It'll gain you time. It's all good.
Alright, well, you talking about that real quick. I gotta run up quick, Aaron. Yeah. Step outside for you.
Yeah, it is. Looks like it's just me and you, chat. Now I can badmouth Warden all I want. Actually, Warden doesn't bathe. He just lets it accumulate on his skin over time and peel off naturally like he's shedding. It's quite disturbing when you see him molt, quite frankly. He makes direct eye contact with you during. It's,
Me and my cats can attest.
Yeah.
Bye, Ben.
You thought my writing was bad. I can't even decipher this. Some of this is like hieroglyphics, man. Don't give me away, Cade. Come on. Delete that comment. I know you can. Oh my. This is not right.
Let's go shopping tomorrow.
I'm taking a mark card.
Okay.
Told you I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
That's fine.
Okay, so out we got 4 Bolt coming out, 2 Bonfire of the Damned, incoming Trinosphere, Alpine Moon, the 2 Molten Rain, and 2 Destructive Reveille. All that's great.
Yeah.
All that is great.
Mm-hmm.
Out 3 Relic. It's not a graveyard deck. You don't care. Ulamog. That's a bit slow. In 3 Nature's Claim and 1 Crucible of Worlds. That's interesting. There's 4 Nature's Claim, but he's only opting for 3.
I think it's just finding something difficult to.
I think you're okay with having redundant copies of Nature's Claim just to like tag Utopia Sprawls or things like that.
I guess, yeah.
Like if they go turn 1 Utopia Sprawl and you Nature's Claim it and you've got like a second one in hand, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Also like Thragtusk as well. Like, Thragtusk seems perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. I think he was afraid of just diluting the deck and not having a way to like close out, which I can understand.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the threats that are in Tron are just good enough to leave in against a match like this, and they're all of them are colorless. So if you hit your natural land drops, Thragtusk is iffy because when Worm comes out with 3 Tron lands active, you need the green. That's true.
Yeah.
Thragtusk is harder for Tron to cast than any of its other colorless threats, but it's also more tempo oriented, and this seems to be like a tempo match.
Also, Bunny, now did you build Bant Reclamation for Modern or for Standard? Because if you're for Standard, yeah, like just take all the turns, watch your opponent just slowly suffer.
I think you're right on the Thragtusk call, as long as like, it depends on what's bad in your deck, like what you're taking out versus what you can afford to bring in. Like certainly the Nature's Claims are just better than bringing in the Thragtusk.
Yeah.
So what is bad? What do you take out? Like the Ballistas are still fine because they're playing Arbor Elves. All of your big threats are still fine. Like the Ulamog is a bit slow out of everything.
Right. I agree with dropping 1, but I think you still want to keep 1 in because it's just one of those that he can just close out a game, especially against this deck, just real quick.
Well, so in that scenario that we saw before, he had 2 threats in play. If you just untap, you cast an Ulamog, and you get rid of the Planeswalker and the Titan.
Yeah.
It swings in your favor. Also, Ponza has no reasonable way whatsoever to kill an Ulamog. Like, if that Ulamog sticks, it's winning the game.
Yeah, it's just like, it's indestructible. Like, do what you want. You can try.
Yeah. Like, seems fine.
Yeah. You should post the list because I want to take a look at that.
You find me a playable Bant deck that is not an aggro deck or like a tempo-oriented spirits deck, and I want to see it. It's like Bant has not been a viable like draw go. Or
Have you not seen the Turbo Fog deck?
Like I've seen it, it's just not good. That's what I'm saying.
Deck is fun.
What, the one that's playing the 4-mana enchantment that
Yeah.
untaps your lands? It's fun. I just don't think it's competitively viable. So I'm the tryhard where I'm like, if it's not winning, I'm not playing it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, Thragtusk exists for the aggro matchups like Burn and Bant Humans, or
Jund.
Bant Spirits, Humans.
Jund, because it's
still fighting as Jund.
Yeah,
You're already so heavily weighted in your favor against Jund, it's just like icing on the cake at that point.
Right. Well, I mean, like,
Nature's Claim, I board in Nature's Claim against Burn when I'm playing Tron. Like, if all I'm going to do is tag my own cards with Nature's Claim to gain 4, that's great.
Yeah, that's... Or especially if they go, like, Destructive River, you're like, you know what? No, I'm going to gain 4 life instead.
Yeah, if you hit a Chromatic Star off of your Nature's Claim, that is, you are drawing a card in that scenario and gaining 4 life.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, that's the weird thing with, like, the Tron deck is, like, after sideboarding, you have to kind of change your mindset a little bit about those things.
I didn't notice the Crucible that he had in his sideboard. It was absolutely great in the land destruction matchup. It's like, no.
Yeah, I don't think...
You did destroy it, but no, it's coming back. It's not even listed, is it?
I don't think it is. I think
4, 5, 6, 7,
I think
8,
this
10,
is the one before he updated it.
Yeah, that is a different sideboard up there than what we have.
Yeah.
We've got hidden information. How do you like that?
I think he dropped the Dismember for the Crucible of Worlds. I think is what ended up happening. Because it's like Dismember in the Tron deck just isn't really that good.
It's this isn't the matchup that it's for.
Right, but I'm saying like especially in our meta, like Dismember just isn't really that good. Like the Crucible is just better. So Tron Land Chromatic Sphere pass. Oh, no turn 1 play from Ponza. Ooh.
Well, it's if there's Tron lands, if there's an actual Tron on turn 3, it's going to be rough because you're not going to be able to hit Blood Moon fast enough. You're not going to be able to hit land destruction fast enough.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a map.
So you're still in it. You're still in it because they have to tap the 2 Tron lands next turn to get a map.
Unless he has Natural Tron in hand.
It looks like he does not. I do not think he does.
I'm not sure. Well, so crack for a green. Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't have done it on his own turn.
If you draw Ancient Stirrings or another star, you gotta just precast it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
I mean, what are you bluffing?
Yeah.
Alright, so he's gonna go and get a tower, and play that tower. He's not gonna be able to capitalize on the mana this turn. He's might be able to play like an Oblivion Stone, or maybe play another map and just like leave it up.
Well, play a map, crack it, and go get like a basic forest. That way you have an answer for the Blood Moon.
If he plays Crucible right now, I'd just scoop. Okay,
star, crack the star.
It's got 2 mana in his pool. Probably a green in there somewhere.
Yep.
Draws a redundant Tron land.
Yep.
And that's
Looks
it.
like pass.
So here's your window of opportunity. Land destruction or probably bust at this point. Drawing that Arbor Elf. Not very good at this point.
Is it an Arbor Elf? I thought it might have been that Mustang. Hey, alright.
Arbor Elf.
Alright, I will take a look at that list when we get done with this match.
My body is ready.
Oh, Beast Within. I was like, that's not the... Wow. Beast Within the tower. I mean, yeah.
If it works, it works. He doesn't really have an answer for that beast, but there's not a...
Yeah, I mean, like...
Tron lands in play right now, though.
Yeah.
So that looks like a cluster of colored cards in Tron's hand.
There's a Blood Moon. But Tron also does have a forest.
Alright, let's... You see, I would not play Forest until you have a play that you can make off of that Forest.
Yes.
Because you're opening it to land destruction.
Yep. So crack the star, draw a card.
Storm count 1.
Now that you have a second Forest, I can see you playing 1.
That's fair.
Attack with a beast.
Get in there. You gave this to me.
Hey, blue suns are great with reclamation.
You can respond to its untapped trigger, float a bunch of mana.
Yeah.
That seems fine.
Yeah. Arbor Elf, pass. See, and so like Ponza's just not able to be aggressive right now, especially, and they missed a turn 4 land drop as well. Or so I think that Chandra would have come down.
Yeah, he has a tireless tracker in hand, but he's opting to play the Arbor Elf to get more green mana. So I wonder if he's got.
Or red, because I mean he does the Stomping Grounds.
Well, he can't untap the Stomping Ground.
Yes, you can. It's untap target forced.
Yeah, but that's a mountain right there, sir.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Blood Moon. Ugh. Hell of a drug, kids.
Slaps down that forest. Like, I got one of those too, buddy boy. I've also got a 3/3 beast. Come at me. Oh.
And there's an Oblivion Stone. All right.
This is the risk of playing against Tron and playing Blood Moons against Tron, because they can just naturally
The
play
thing is
land
that
drops and get out of it.
the Tron player doesn't have a tower, so even if he blows up the O Stone, you're still not like ridiculously behind.
Yeah, but now he gets to just sit on it. Like, if you just sit on this until you have Tron in play, your opponent's not going to extend out anything into that board.
Yeah. So it looks like he's gonna take out the only one of Tron land.
It's going to acid moss it right there.
Yeah.
Alright, that's fair.
I think it's a power plant. Yeah, it's a power plant.
It's a triple mine over there.
Right.
That's,
So it's like, oof.
that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Goes and puts a mountain into play tapped. Did he want that? Did he just not want to... Did he get that on accident, or did he want a second basic forest? That's the real question.
Ancient Stirrings. 4/5. I saw an expedition map.
Just any land, that's all you want. Just any land.
I mean, or way to get land. Or Crucible of Worlds works fine too.
That's basically like a million land drops.
Right?
Doesn't even put it into his hand, just taps
Just,
his
like,
mana. This is Stang.
Land for turn.
Yep. You remember this? You did this to me. Oh boy.
Man, that beast token's just been putting in work.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, it's been put in 12 points of damage.
there's no answer to it. Just more fodder for the Oblivion Stone right there. See, I'd like to see a play a Tron land pass, but on end step, put in a counter onto my Crucible, untap, blow up the world.
I mean, it kind of just depends on how much like pressure the Ponza player is willing to put down.
It can't be too much, man. Every permanent that you play is a card that's going to the bench.
Yeah, he just cast a Utopia Spell off the mountain. Did he? Because he could just untap with the Arbor Elf.
I believe he did. I think that actually did happen. Yeah, he tapped the Stomping Ground.
All right.
So it's fair game until he casts something that requires double green.
Well, I mean, even then, because he can still untap and still have access to double green.
If 3 more green mana gets spent.
Okay, he can't do that with the Nissa if he's untapping because those are considered mountains, I believe.
Yes, they are mountains. So there's a whole lot of not correct things happening right now.
Yeah. So hold on.
Who is arbitrating this game? Was this you?
No,
Did you let this happen?
this one was Ben.
Ben, I expected better from Ben. Yeah, this is just a lot of stuff that should not be happening right now.
Yeah.
Well, I found a way to root for Tron. So we're just gonna see play my tower out of the graveyard and pass. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Just put a counter on my Crucible, untap on my turn, blow up the world, play a threat.
I don't think you care about that. Like, I think at the end step, if he doesn't try and blow up one of your land, you just crack the O-Stone.
You attack here. You attack with that 3/3. Attack right into him.
Yeah, I mean, I say yeah. You force him to either trade the tracker or put him to 5.
Yeah. He's not gonna trade. He's just gonna take the 3. You're not gonna block. You're blowing up the world with Crucible.
Yeah.
Get in there. He gets in. Where's it going? Go for that life total.
Yeah, like block trade. All right.
Like, this thing ain't living.
Apparently some disqualification stuff. So you missed all the exciting stuff. How dare you, Gabe?
Well, so this is the type of thing that if you, in hindsight, it's clearly wrong and looks bad. But if you caught it during the act, it's not a DQ. You just rewind what
exactly.
happened.
Yeah.
And this is like my biggest. I don't think this is like intentionally. Like
no, it's
like
not.
I know Chad. I
Yeah.
don't think Chad is doing this intentionally with malice. I think this is just an instant of I play this card, and I'm so focused on what the effect does to you that I forget what the effect does to me.
Yeah.
You see this a lot when people play Thalia. Like I'll play Thalia,
Yes.
and then I'll cast my non-creature spell for 1 mana.
Yeah, like
no,
I'll cast a path for one. It's like that's not how that works.
that's unfortunately that's not how that works,
Yeah.
and it's a common mistake to make. Given the pressure of also being recorded and paying money to be in here, it's understandable. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think this is intentional, but
No, but
we have an incorrect game state.
we're still gonna give him a hard time every time.
Yeah, come on, Chad, dude. You're cheating, dude.
I mean, it's like Robert putting a counter on an untapped creature with Anafenza.
Oh, Robert,
Just
man, don't turn to alcohol, Robert. You can work through it. I believe in you.
basically. Looks like it makes the mountain a 5/5.
Yeah, he's getting in. Nothing.
6. I think you take it. Like you're still at 20. There's no reason to like blow up the O stone now.
You lose your crucible. That crucible's it's forsaken. It's been doing so much work. Goodbye, crucible.
Right, so I said like I don't understand the point of blowing it up right
Alright.
then if you're still gonna take that 5 damage.
If that Utopia Sprawl doesn't go to graveyard, if that Utopia Sprawl does not go to graveyard right now, I'm gonna hunt Chad down and slap him. Okay, we're good. Chad's been saved another day from my wrath. Dear God.
So all right. Well, I'm pretty sure this game's over.
Remember when you were blowing up my lands? No, you.
Sir Ulamog does not blow up lands.
This is
He
justice for Tron.
exiles them. He exiles them.
This is justice for Tron. This is like the kids in middle school. Like in 7th grade, there's one kid beating up the other, and then the next year this kid comes back buff. It's like things have changed. Look what summer has done to me.
Like, hey, he doesn't have double red to cast Sean, right? He doesn't have double red to cast. So I was like, all right.
You can't remove Ulamog. It's over.
All right. So I was.
So this is a justice for Tron. Because Tron, by all rights, should have won that game, even with the fuzzy rules going on.
Yeah. I mean, like, in that game though, I didn't feel at any point that Tron was super behind.
How do you feel lore-wise about the Azusa Lost But Seeking being played in a Ponza deck? Like the playmat of, I want to make land drops, lands are cool, and then just the visceral hatred for lands that Chad's slinging.
No. What it is she's finding the land and then taking it for herself.
She's not even doing that. She's just salting the earth and pillaging. Like, is Azusa full, like, just going plunder mode over here?
Yeah, it's like my land is gonna be fine, and I want to make sure your land is fallow.
Like
so you have to come to my side.
It makes sense with acid moss. Like that makes sense to me. But Azusa's not gonna just show up to your neighborhood, like blow up your crops and then walk away.
Azusa back in standard with ghost quarters says otherwise, sir.
You never heard of the phrase lore wise? It's not one word. It's 2 words, Cade. Come on.
Yeah, we're only on round 3, I think. And yes, we're on game 2.
I don't know what Kickstarter you're talking about, my guy. I want a playmat that has all of the censored art that didn't get past Wizards. Like all the stuff that was too violent or had too much cleavage in it. The women were too betitted. Betitted. It's a common phrase.
Too much Game of Thrones status in here.
There's too much skin being shown. Put all of them in swimsuits, please. Could you put a big trash bag over Liliana so we don't actually have to look at her physical form?
Wait, he's 7. Okay, I thought Tron had 8 for a second. I was like, what?
Remember when you untapped that? Remember when you untapped those non-forests? Yeah, I'm drawing 8 cards. How about that?
Is that a one-lander on Tron's side?
He did, but he backed out last second.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you won. You know, I'm glad that Tron came back.
Yeah.
Good on you, Vince. That was justice right there.
I think he kept a one-land hand against Ponza, though.
That's plentiful balls right there.
I was like...
Oh, turn 1 Arbor Elf into turn 2 land destruction in my one.
No, he kept a one-lander! Oh, no!
Oh, man. Like
Oh, why would you do that against Ponza? It's like the one deck you don't do it against.
Vince, I give you points for bravery. But man, going down to 6 cards with 2 lands would be better than this scenario. It was 1 land Sanctum of Ugin? Dude, come on, what?
I didn't ask you to, I don't think I asked you not to play sleeves. Was it Bruce or Brandon?
How risque are we talking here? Was this like, did you have some sleeves that were like a little bit, like, adults only? Is that what's going on? What's happening here?
Let's see, Tireless Tracker, second one, swinging for 4.
I was asked not to play my sleeves that had big old swastikas on them. I don't know why. Freedom of expression. Okay, so that's fair. I mean, it is an establishment in which children have birthday parties there. They probably don't want to come in and just see like, this is my fetish represented on this card sleeve. It's probably not good. Man, this is brutal.
I was like, oh man, keeping a one-lander against Ponza is just...
I mean, Vince, talk to me about 1 land Sanctum Ugin. What's going on there? What scenario do you win against Ponza with 1 land Sanctum Ugin?
With Ponza not blowing up land. All right, and there's the concession. Oh
man.
Oh, so Ponza got that one in 3, but
it hurts to see.
It does.